Good morning. We're down here this morning, gonna feed some hay to the cows. See if we can get a good view of this. That's about 600 pounds. A full bale is about 1,200 pounds. This is about 600 pounds here. You can see the cows behind me are pretty eager. They're waiting on me. You can see them right here behind me, behind the cattle guard right there. So I'm going to get out here and get these guys fed. We won't have any green grass until March or April, somewhere right in there. We'll start getting some wet snows, and start getting green grass, and we can taper off on how much we're giving these guys. Anyway, let me get to these guys, and then I'll get these guys fed. You know, it's difficult to tell how large those bales are until you have something next to it to give you a better reference. You can see now that those 1,200 pound bales are pretty darn big. They're a handful for that little piece of equipment we've got unloading them. All right, these guys are pretty sure they're starving straight to death. Boy, they're running to keep up. All the animals are going to be burning more calories in this cold, and we haven't had a lot of terrible cold, but it's cold enough that they're out here and they will be burning more calories trying to stay warm. So we try to give them a little more feed. So typically you would give a cow about 1.5 to 2% of their body weight. If they're a bred cow, you try to give them about 2.5%, maybe a little more. But with the heifers in here as well, I try to give enough. I average, basically, I've calculated the weight of everything we've got here, and then I use about 2.75% of that weight, and that's what we should be feeding every day. There's a little feed still out here. There's not much. So there is. We'll continue on now. I've got to go take care of the calves and the steers, and well, we got down here where the cow is with the calf, this young cow. You can see my trash can has been pushed around, and they're trying to knock it over. I've got a little bit of grain in there, and the cows have access to this area now. So it seems they were trying to get into my trash can and get some of that grain. But it looks like they were held out. She might be looking for a little grain. What do you think? She says it's time for her to have some grain. All right, we'll get her some grain going. Well, as is part of the course, whenever you are working with more than one person, when you're working with others, you have to work things out together. So I've got to go over there and put another bale on the pickup so that I've got what I need for tomorrow and the next day. Basically, Christmas Eve and Christmas will be taken care of. It'll already be on the truck. So, so we went over and got that bale of hay, as was necessary at the time. Bale weighs, like I said, about 1,200 pounds. Fits real well on the truck. I give about a half a bale a day. All right, let's get this little mama here. Let's get her a little bit of grain. That's what she's waiting for. That's her down. I don't know if you can see that calf. She's turning into a little spitfire, boy. She'll jump and kick, and she thinks she's full on rodeo. Oh, you can see the calf. Hi there. They're very cute at this age here. They're very inquisitive, wanting to know what's going on. Very cute. This is 14-1. He's one of my boys right here. He's always been really friendly, very friendly. And we got some treats you can see. He likes those treats pretty good. Be down here taking care of these guys, making sure they got water, and make sure he's got all the treats he needs. Hey, buddy, water's almost full. Water's full there. We'll stretch it on down to the other side and finish up with her. I know I've mentioned it before. In the winter like this, we've got to make sure that these tanks have got a tank heater in them and that they stay on. Otherwise, we get what we've got here. Bunch of dang ice. The thing is, when I ran the tank heater and the cords for this tank heater, we didn't have anything moving on the outside of this little girl's corral here. Now, since the cows have moved, they came over and stepped on that cord and unplugged this last night. And it was early last night. You could see just by looking at the timer what time it stopped working. It was about 6 o'clock yesterday evening. Of course, it didn't freeze right away, but it froze soon enough. So this morning, we didn't have any water because the top of the tank was frozen over. So it seems like it would be really convenient just to give these guys enough hay to last them a month. But the problem is you can never account for something like this. So in the winter especially, we've got to check these guys daily and make sure everybody's got what they need. If we don't know when the last time they had water was. You can see there that she had enough water, she had enough ice on there that she couldn't get a drink. So as soon as they started putting water in there, she came over to get a big drink and give that to her. The little calf was trying to get a drink and she just walked away. See, she thinks she's a little spicy. She's a cute little thing. Motivated by his stomach, just like the rest.